Atkinson will kick off. Levette is back, number 29, the rookie from Georgia Tech, with John Williams. Levette, number 29, John Williams, number 38. Danny White is such a hot hand. He is over 223 yards already, with a 20-27 completion average, not bad. A couple of touchdowns and the one interception. Short kick, and Levette will take it at the 13-yard line. Out of the 25 to the 28-yard line goes Levette. And Danny White will come back out, and the hot receiver tonight has been Mike Renfro, even though the scoring got underway with an 18-yard touchdown pass from White to Tony Hill. Renfro with his first 100-yard reception of his career in a game. That goes back a long ways to Houston days, where he played for 6 years. But he has 100 yards here in the first half on 8 receptions. Also has the 1 touchdown. We saw him get 99 yards against Washington in our season opener. Big night for Mike Renfro. Dorsett. Down goes Dorsett. That was Jim Burt, the nose tackle, with a good defensive play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Jim Burt, fine nose tackle, had struggled through a tough year a year ago with a lot of back problems. Had a couple of years of it. He's healthy once again, and he really does a job in there in the middle. A typical nose tackle. He's 6'1", 260 pounds. He just made a play on Dorsett to put the Cowboys into a 2nd down and 10. Renfro is split right. Tony Hill, top of your screen. That one's batted away. And the one thing about the sophisticated crowd, if you will, Joe, they know this Giants defense. The one thing it does and has over the past couple of years, they will really wear an offensive unit down. And they grind and they grind and they grind, and then they seem to get stronger as the game goes on. And this Giant crowd, well aware of that. They trail 14-6. Opening moments of the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 11. From the shotgun. Danny White, wide open. It's Tony Hill, and he was overthrown. Missed coverage over there. Ted Watts turned the zone over. Herb Welch, the rookie from UCLA, made a wild sprint to get into the coverage he should have been in. But Tony Hill was wide open for a moment. He just missed him, Joe.
Well, the Giants did something on that play that they didn't do much of in the first half. They had a little pressure on Mr. White. Threw it a little too soon.
Without a blitz, too. McConkey is back. Saxon, second only to Sean Landeta of the Giants in punting in the National Football Conference. Healthy respect on the part of McConkey. He's back all the way to his 25-yard line. This one will not turn over, however. McConkey at the 37. And the Giants, relatively good field position. They'll be near their own 38-yard line. And their offensive unit of the Giants will be greeted with a partisan ovation. Out comes Phil Simms, 9 of 16 in the first half, 162 yards. Setbacks will open the second half. Carpenter, 26, Morris, number 20. Wide receivers, Johnson, 88. Manuel, number 86. And the rookie from Notre Dame goes to the bench as we see Don Hasselbeck at tight end. Here comes Morris. Hurls at 5'7" and 190 pounds out over the 45-yard line for a gain of 8. Dexter Clinkscale made the stop, but he paid for it.
I don't know what Bill Parcells told his team at halftime, but this team is really pumped up. You can tell the way they go in and out of the huddle that they're ready to play, and the defense held them on 3 and out. And here's the offense moving right away.
Quick look at Bill Parcells, now in his 3rd year. Carpenter, he'll have the first down. He's close to midfield. He's the veteran, of course, acquired from Houston in the season of '81, who helped the Giants to their first playoffs since 1963. They lost to the 49ers in that '81 season, but a great season for Carpenter when he arrived. He had 822 yards in 10 regular season games and over 200 yards in the playoffs that year. He's still bothered, however, with a sore knee. Simms, a lot of time. Williams, no. Goodbye. Manuel Manuel into the end zone. Sims credit an offensive line with giving Sims the time. 51-yard touchdown.
This team is pumped up.
He's the big play man for the Giants, averaging over 21 yards of reception into the night. This one goes for 51. Running away from Everson Walls. Tackle was missed. Michael Downs could not catch him, and Manuel goes in from 51 yards out. Atkinson for the conversion. This to bring the Giants to within one. No. It hit the crossbar. So the Giants trail 14-12. There he is. Lionel Manuel in the second year out of Pacific. 100 yards on the night. 4 receptions. We're back at Giant Stadium. The Giants trailing now 14-12, deep for the Cowboys. Robert Levette and John Williams. Atkinson set to kick once again. Will be Levette from the 10-yard line. And Levette stays on his feet. He's out of the 35-yard line. It'll be first and 10 Dallas. Here's Joe.
Individual effort. That's what it takes a lot of time in this football game. And the offensive line of the New York Giants had it the last time. They gave Phil Simms enough time to find Manuel. And Manuel simply adds more individual effort to this by breaking a couple of tackles. You could call it poor tackling, but I prefer to call it good running.
Lionel Manuel. 51 yards out. Cowboys first down at 10. The ball at their own 35-yard line. Crowd getting into it once again. White with a lot of time. Underneath to Cosby. Cosby tripped up from behind. He'll get 8 out of it. Tripped up by Harry Carson. It'll be second down and 2. Harry Carson, another Pro Bowler. Danny White looks to the sidelines, gets the play. That's set in. Second down, long 2. You can see number 57 in there, linebacker for the Giants. He's in there because Carl Banks has a sprained knee and probably will not be back. That was Tony Dorsett getting the first down. Out to the 47-yard line. We're going to pause 5 seconds and allow our stations to identify themselves. Back at Giant Stadium, a rivalry that's been going on for a quarter of a century, the Cowboys and the Giants. Cowboys have dominated it for a couple of decades. The Giants won 2 a year ago. The Cowboys were out of the playoffs a year ago. Cowboys leading the Giants in the third quarter, 14-12. They scored first, passed to Tony Hill. They scored with a shot from Danny White to Renfro. The Giants hung in there. Phil Simms has just hit Lionel Manuel with a 51-yard touchdown pass. That's the situation at the moment here in the third quarter. Tony Dorsett on first down inside the 50-yard line into Giant territory. A gain of 6. It'll be second and 4 as Harry Carson made the stop. And for those of you who might just be joining us, let's take a look at the scoring summary. Again, that 18-yard touchdown pass I referred to a moment ago from Danny White. Atkinson hit a 23-yard field goal for the Giants. Renfro, an 8-yard touchdown pass from White. That made it 14-3. Second quarter, 37-yard field goal again by the Giants. And then Manuel from Simms, 51 yards out. 14-12, the Cowboys lead. They have a second down and 4 inside the Giants' 49-yard line. Tripped up is Dorsett. A loss of a couple to midfield.
That was an interesting play. What they were trying to do on that play is have Doug Cosby, the tight end, number 84, his job was to come down and trap the nose man, that Burt that you saw there, but Burt was just a little too quick and got a little too much penetration for it.
We spoke about him a moment ago, O.J. He was hurting all last year and even the year before that, and now he's healthy. He is really quick. He can work from tackle to tackle just about as well as any nose tackle around. There's a loss of a couple. It's third down and 6. Shotgun for Danny White. Picked off as Elvis Patterson He, of course, intercepted the pass last week. Helped beat Philadelphia in overtime, took it in for a touchdown, and they're learning to love Elvis Patterson. That's his third interception. Third interception.
Well, you wonder why a quarterback throws a pass like this. There's not a receiver there. He throws it right to Elvis. I have to believe that Danny simply didn't see him. There's no other reason for it.
A lot of tall people in front of him. Joe Morris. This is how the Giants opened the drive a moment ago. A flag goes down as Morris gets a couple of yards. Ed Jones pursuing that made the stop on Morris, but again a flag is down at the line of scrimmage. But it was thrown by the back judge. It will be an illegal use of hands against the Giants. Elvis Patterson, he is really a fine athlete, basically a rookie in his. There's a call against the Giants, but he missed the first year as a rookie, so he really is a rookie working out there in place of Marcus Haynes. Here's a touchdown to put the Giants within 2 a few moments ago. This is Lionel Manuel. And Everson Walls missing the tackle, and Manuel takes it in for 6. That brought it to 14-12, 9:57 remaining in the third quarter. And Ignart marched off against the Giants. It'll be first down and 20. Joe Morris, single setback. Wide open is Johnson. Johnson inside the Cowboys' 30-yard line. First down, Giants.
Well, the Cowboys are going to have to put more pressure on Phil here. If you give Sims this much time, he'll pick you apart.
Well, you talk about pressure on Phil Sims. One of the reasons they may not be getting it is Ed Too Tall Jones has taken himself out of the game. He seemed to have a problem with his neck.
Kevin Brooks, the rookie from Michigan, is in there at number 99. They work on Jones on the sideline. First down and 10. The ball inside the 30. Here comes the blitz, and this is Joe Morris. Joe Morris just carrying Randy White, and that's a tough load to handle, but he carries him for a few yards. He'll get 7 out of that. Good effort by Joe Morris. Giants really did come out stoked up here in the second half. O.J. mentioned it right at the top of the action, and it's continued that way. And the crowd is helping. They're really into this one. Second down, 3. Ball at the Cowboys, 22-yard line. Carpenter struggles for first down yardage. Down close to the 18-yard line.
And they went directly toward the Ed Jones area. Too Tall Jones is not in the game. Well, now he's back in the game.
Just came back in.
And they're taking Kevin Brooks out, but I like that call. When you come in with the backup player, go ahead and run the ball at him.
They marked it just inside the 18-yard line. Carpenter, Adams are the setbacks. Manuel, Johnson, the wide receivers. Hasselbeck is the big tight end. First and 10. Fires a shot as Hasselbeck. And Hasselbeck struggles down close to the 6-yard line. This was a man who has been around a little bit. Played up in New England, went out with the Raiders. He was here with the Giants earlier this year. They cut him. And then when they lost Zeke Mowatt to an injury in preseason, they brought him back. He's just made a first down for the Giants, and now the flag is down. They'll bring it back.
Well, I hope they remember this play because he was so wide open. Had he been able to keep his feet, it have scored.
Holding offense number 65. First down.
Bart Oates, the center. And a lot of holding calls in the middle of the line when Randy White was prowling around in there. First down at the 6-yard line is negated with that holding call. It'll be first down and 20 out of the 22. Carpenter struggling ahead to about the 24-yard line. Gain of 4. It'll be second down and 15.
I'm really surprised we haven't seen more of George Adams and Maurice Carson tonight. Carpenter hasn't been playing lately. I would have figured the other two guys would be in the game.
Time ticking away, midway through the third quarter. Cowboys leading the Giants 14-12. Both teams 9-7 a year ago. Giants going to the playoffs in the tie-breaking procedure. As you can see, the Giants have called timeout. Bill Sims wanted to talk it over with head coach Bill Parcells. We'll be back in a moment. Stadium, 7:04 remaining in the third quarter, and the Giants trailing the Dallas Cowboys 14-12. Bill Sims back in the huddle. Giants looking at a second down and 15. Sims, 11 of 18, 242 yards. Danny White also having a great night for the Cowboys. Cowboys moving the ball up and down the field in the first half, but they could only manage 14 points, and the Giants were right in it. Second and 15. That was Adams, and Randy White reading it all the way, makes the stop. A gain of maybe a yard. It'll be third down, 14. Not an enviable position against this defense. Here's Randy White in isolation.
He's a great player when someone's trying to block him, but when no one is blocking him at all, well, you see what happened. They didn't have a man assigned to him that time.
Oh, well, that looked funny in the movies on Tuesday. Third down, 15. Johnson goes to the right. Out to the left is Manuel. McConkey's also in there. From the shotgun, a little rolling pocket. Right time for Sims. And he holds on in the end zone. Lionel Manuel once again. Great concentration. A few moments ago, he caught a 51-yard touchdown. This is 23, and the Giants are on top. Mentioned at the start of the telecast, this is the receiver they really are so high on with the Giants. Not blazing speed, but great cuts and great concentration, and this is a great example of it. Good poise by Sims once again. A little floating pocket to buy time for Sims, and great concentration by Manuel.
Sometimes you get a good bounce in that game, in this game, and Manuel just got a good bounce. That ball was tipped before it got to him.
Atkinson missed the conversion a few moments ago. This time he splits the uprights. And here he is, second year out of Pacific. Not all that fast, but makes the good moves. And great concentration, taking that tip ball for the touchdown. Has 123 yards on 5 receptions, and what great concentration a moment ago. That ball was tipped by Dexter Clinkscale. And Manuel kept his eyes on it, was able to handle it for a 23-yard touchdown. Atkinson to kick away. Robert Levette from the 10-yard line. This Giant team came out fired up from halftime, and now there has been some heavy hitting going on. Let's take a look at the replay. You'll see the Sims had a lot of poise, a lot of pressure. He delivers it. Clinkscale right here will tip it. That's Clinkscale, who had really put down Phil Sims during the week. As you can see, Manuel with great concentration holds on, but said some really rather unkind things about Phil Sims this past week in a press conference earlier in the week. And a lot of other things. Clinkscale saying that he didn't understand why the Giants couldn't understand why the Dallas Cowboys were America's team. Dallas first down and 10. Ball at the 25-yard line. Danny White is having a big night. Gets it off to Cornwell. And Cornwell has first down yardage out to the 40-yard line. Gary Reasons defensively there for the Giants.
It's no secret why the Giants are pumped up this half. In the first half, Dallas went up and down the football field. They should be up by 3 or 4 touchdowns. Giants go in the locker room. They say, hey, we're only down by 8 points.
That's right. The offense of the Giants knew that they weren't getting the job done, and they really came out pumped up. Meantime, turnovers play a major part in these football games. Danny White's now throwing 3 interceptions. He's only had 4 for the first 4 games coming into this game.
He's also thrown for over 245 yards, a couple of touchdowns. It's been an aerial game tonight. Both quarterbacks having big nights. This is John Williams. That one designed to get inside. Williams looked outside. A couple of stutter steps, and he'll pick up 3 out of it.
You know, we mentioned that Phil Sims liked to go downtown with his passes. His completion average is well over 20 yards per completion at this point.
It'll be 2nd down and 6 as they mark the ball out over the 43-yard line. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Hill up at the top of your screen. Renfro split to the right. Danny White will go up top again. And it's Tony Hill. The blitz was on. Individual coverage, and Hill working against Perry Williams will get a Dallas 1st down inside the 45-yard line of the Giants. Good collaboration here between Hill and quarterback Danny White. Giants in a blitz situation. It gave Tony Hill a man-for-man position on Perry Williams, both of them reading it, and they get the 1st down at the Giants 45. Carl Poe, the rookie from Alabama State, in a wide receiver now for the Cowboys. He wears number 81. A lot of speed. Danny White, he's going to try to get it to Poe. And it's picked off. That's Terry Kennard. Danny White's 4th interception. A lot of running room for Kennard. He stays on his feet out to the 30-yard line, and now listen to this crowd. Kennard could have stayed in the end zone. He elected to bring it out. He had a 27-yard return. The Giants get it back. 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Obviously a bad choice by Danny White. The Giants were playing a zone coverage that time. He had very little chance of completing that pass. They were in a 3-deep zone.
Joe Morris. Once again, Randy White drags him down from behind. And there's Terry Kennard, a #1 draft pick 3 years ago out of Clemson, and one of the fine, rapidly developing safeties in this game.
See, Joe, here's why I think there was a controversy between Holger Boone and White, because Gary had such a strong arm, he may have gotten that ball there a lot sooner than Danny. Danny sort of hung it up there.
You're right. If that had been a good pass longer into the outside, it could have been a touchdown. But it was still a bad read. They had a 3-deep zone.
Terry Kennard making a career out of interceptions against Dallas. 5 of his 7 interceptions of his career against the Cowboys. 2nd and 10, pressure on Sims. He has time, and this time he just throws it over both Ron Fellows and wide receiver Bobby Johnson. Bill Sims really grew up a year ago. He had been injured for so much of his career, a #1 draft pick back in 1979. He had missed almost 2.5 years. When he got to a healthy season a year ago, he learned when to throw it away. He learned when to buy the time. And he passed for over 4,000 yards a year ago, the first Giant ever to do that. And look at that tonight, what he's averaging per completion against what he did a year ago, and then what was a great season. It's 3rd down and 10. Full blitz is on. They read it beautifully. This is George Adams. They won't catch him. It was a great read by Sims. And the rookie #1 draft pick from Kentucky was in perfect harmony with him. 70-yard touchdown.
The man that was to cover Adams thought he was going to get blocked. Adams just slipped out there at the top of the screen. He's wide open. Normally in a safety blitz or an all-out blitz, Adams would stay in and block. The Dallas Cowboys thought he would that time, but he fooled him. He just slipped right out of the backfield, and no one was on him.
The youngster's first NFL touchdown. He fumbled in the opening season game against Philadelphia inside the 5. He fumbled last week against Philadelphia inside the 5. He has just vindicated himself in front of 76,000 Giants fans. Atkinson through the uprights. Dallas had it so easy through the first half. They are in deep trouble here in the 3rd quarter. 1 draft pick out of Kentucky. Had a great career at Kentucky. Did so many things. Over 4,200 all-purpose yards. Nearly 3,000 yards rushing. He had 83 career receptions, and you just saw him read it beautifully. A full all-out blitz from their 4-0 defense on the part of the Cowboys. Sims and Adams in perfect harmony. Atkinson hits it. This will be Robert Levette. And Levette, again, a fine return out to the 35-yard line where the Dallas Cowboys are going to be trying to get their act together. And we're going to remind you, once again, live at 3:30 Eastern from State College, Pennsylvania, this Saturday. CFA college football, unbeaten. National Power is getting it on. It'll be 7th-ranked Penn State. They go against Alabama, both of them undefeated. The coverage will begin at 3:30 Eastern at CFA college football here on ABC.
Roll Tide.
Ray Perkins. And it was Ray Perkins who left here in 1982 that gave Bill Parcells his first head coaching job. He's watching his Giants against the Cowboys tonight as we watch Tony Dorsett. 2-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
If you look to the left side of your screen, you'll see the safeties blitzing. They forgot about our man Adams right here. He's ordinarily going to block one of those 2 men that you saw blitzing, but he just slipped right out of the backfield, and he and Phil, as Frank said, were in perfect harmony.
And if there's a question to be asked is, why would Dallas go into such a do-or-die blitz on 3rd and 10 like that?
They've been doing it all season.
I think they probably are remembering the films from Houston. 12 sacks of Warren Moon. The Giants are picking them up tonight on the blitz. 2nd and 7. Dorsett. Down the sidelines go Dorsett. And he's inside the 40. When he turns the corner, it is amazing the acceleration. Cowboy first down inside the 39-yard line of the Giants on a 24-yard Dorsett pickup.
James Jones just did a terrific job in blocking Byron Hunt.
Tony did a nice job of picking his way. I think the play was really designed to go inside more, and Tony just uses what he has more than just about anybody else of speed. He gets outside and he gets a nice gain out of it.
67 tough yards for Dorsett. We hope you're enjoying this game. Seesaw back and forth. Dorsett now needs 50 yards to reach the magical 10,000. Only 6 to become the 6th player ever to do it. On first down, and he went with a lot of time. Tony Hill, no, he didn't get him down, and he knew that he didn't. He will not argue.
Well, the pass looked like it slipped out of Danny's hand a little bit. It was wobbling to the outside, and Tony just couldn't get that right foot down.
Tom Landry on the sidelines gives the play to Gary Hogaboom. He flashes it in. Danny White takes a look at it. There he is. What a remarkable record in his 26th year. 19 consecutive winning seasons, 17 times in the playoffs, 9 times in a row from 75 through 83. 5 Super Bowls, a record 5 Super Bowls with 2 victories. Truly a tremendous career. 2nd down and 10. That's Jones in motion. White with a perfect shot to Renfro. He's inside the Giants 25 with another Dallas first down.
So what do you do here? Now, here's where the Cowboys' troubles begin. Every time they get inside the 30-yard line, they tend to bob down. So, I mean, what do you do?
Well, I keep doing the things that got him here. Heck, they've been moving the ball. Early in the 3rd quarter, here's the only time the Giants have stopped them.
But the first half, every time they got down here, they got nothing out of it.
Well, I'd let Danny scramble around a little bit and buy some more time and find an open receiver.
Renfro with the first down on his 9th reception of the night. That's a career high for Renfro. And 118 yards is a career high for Renfro. Explosive offense here tonight.
Renfro.
Pressure on White. He gets it off.
Yes.
James Jones, or brother Renfro. That flag is down.
So much for your low-scoring game.
Just talking about Renfro, he is rewriting his own personal record book by a wide margin.
Pass interference, defense, number 23. A penalty is
That's against Perry Williams. He's trying to stay with Renfro.
Renfro had one-on-one coverage. He got inside of Perry right away, and then he just did a nice job of adjusting to the ball and using his body.
I would say that's interference. The fact that Renfro concentrated on it, held on to the football.
A little right arm motion there.
Danny did a heck of a job getting him the ball. Jim Burt came clean kind of late and nearly got to Danny.
Good football game, back and forth. 2 bitter rivals in the NFC East. Set the end for the conversion. We have a 21-26 game with Mike Renfro having a tremendous night. Phil Simms of the Giants having a big night. And, of course, the wide receiver for the Giants, Lionel Manuel, also having a great night. And we hope his father, Ray, is looking on tonight. He used to wear number 26 for the Cleveland Browns years ago. Later coached with the Dallas Cowboys. And this youngster, before growing up and becoming an outstanding receiver with TCU, was a ball boy with the Dallas Cowboys. And we stay in the NFC Eastern Division tomorrow night. The Cardinals are 1-3. The Redskins, or rather, the Cardinals 3-1, and the Redskins are 1-3. And we'll be there. We'll watch Neil Lomax, Roy Green, O.J. Anderson.
Talked to Al Davis a year ago, and Al Davis thought Roy Green was the most valuable player in football. He was the one player he wanted most in the league.
He is really a special one. Started out as a defensive back. Played a couple of years as a defensive back and a wide receiver. Septien hits it. This is McConkey. McConkey out over the 30-yard line to the 32, and it looks like his Cowboy team has been fired up a little bit.
Yeah, that was a bad kickoff. You don't want to kick a line drive directly to a return man.
Well, the Giants have, again, good field position out over the 30-yard line. 1:40 remaining in the third quarter, and we have a 5-point difference with the Giants leading 26-21. Dallas really dominated the first half. Much of that yardage coming in the first half on the part of Dallas. The Giants have exploded here in the second half. The last 3 possessions for the Giants have resulted in touchdowns. This drive will begin from their 32. Open is and in and out of the hands.
Well, it was a good read on Phil's part. They played a strong side zone. He had one-on-one over here with Fellows, and he just missed him. It was a good read, a bad pass.
Mike Renfro once again had so many fine years with Houston. The Cowboys got him a year ago. He had 160 receptions, as a matter of fact. In 6 years with Houston, they got him in a trade with Butch Johnson a year ago. Second down and 10. Simms. Manuel does not stay in bounds, working against linebacker Mike Hagman. It'll be third down and 10.
It's going to be interesting now. They're going to that 4-0 defense of Dallas's, 4 down linemen and 7 defensive backs. It's going to be interesting to see just how many of those defensive backs they blitz on this play.
In comes Tony Galbraith. We have talked about him tonight. He has not had a reception, but he's very good working out of the backfield. Giants use him much as the Cowboys used to use Preston Pearson. Simms. And picked off. Dennis Thurman, his 4th interception. He is sort of a coach in that secondary back there, helping out the defensive backfield coach Gene Stallings. And they have come up with a new nickname for this secondary. They call him Thurman's Thieves. And this time, Dennis Thurman led by example. Poorly thrown football.
Well, if you look at Phil McConkey, the receiver, the intended receiver here, he'll fall down. He loses his footing, and he leaves Thurman as the intended receiver. You see McConkey fall. Just a bad break for the Giants, a good break for Thurman. Good catch, Thurman, by the way.
And those big linemen flashing in front of the quarterback. He's trying to read between them. He never saw the receiver go down, and he hits Dennis Thurman. And the Cowboys get the turnover at midfield. 1:24 remaining in the third quarter. Cowboys are trailing by 5. Dorsett. Strong, hard running inside the 35 of the Giants. He'll have another Dallas first down. Hope you're enjoying the game. Frank Gifford along with Joe Namath, O.J. Simpson. Seesaw battle back and forth between 2 NFC rivals. Both of them tied for the lead in the NFC East along with the St. Louis Cardinals. Cowboys got the scoring underway with a touchdown pass to Tony Hill. Then they dominated the first half, but they only were able to put up 14 points. And at halftime it was 14-6. The Giants came out 3 consecutive possessions, 3 touchdowns to make it 26-14. Then Danny White hit Mike Renfro with another touchdown to make it to 26-21. The Giants, and that's where we are now. First down at 10. Here's Dorsett again. And Dorsett now running smartly inside the 30 to the 29, pickup of 6.
Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Tony, I'm surprised he hasn't broken one yet. He almost broke that last one. Maybe he's getting a little winded. I don't think he's had this much work in a while. Even though he had 159 yards last week, but that was in 23 carries.
I mentioned 2 weeks ago he came out of the Cleveland game, and the diagnosis was a fractured transverse process. A little bone in the back was off one of the vertebrae. He's wearing a heavy pad on his back to protect that. 2nd down and 4 as the final seconds of the 3rd quarter expire. Tony Hill is wide open. Bobbled the ball for a moment. The ball is loose. No. That ball was in offensive possession. It goes out of bounds. Kenny Hill did not have it in his hands. That was a good call.
Yes, it was. Tony was trying to lateral the ball to Doug Cosby. A little panic on Tony's part.
Time has expired in the 3rd quarter. Now look at it again. Tony Hill, I think you're right, O.J., was trying to, he bobbled the ball to begin with. Now he tries to get it to Cosby. Well, I don't know whether he did or not. But in any event, Kenny Hill had to have possession of that ball inbounds, and he was never in possession. So Dallas will retain the football. We'll be back with 4th quarter action in a moment. Action a moment ago, that fumble by Tony Hill. Kenny Hill struggling to get the ball. He has to have it in full possession. You're going to look at it in slow motion. Then we're going to show you at the speed with which the official had to make a decision whether he had possession, and we're going to show it to you right after this play. The Cowboys 1st down and 10. Begin the 4th quarter. Ball is at the 22-yard line of the Giants. Dorsett inside the 20-yard line to the 19-yard line. Marshall on the stop. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now we're going to show you this at the speed with which the official had to make the decision. Did Kenny Hill have possession or did he not? It's a little different, isn't it? Just a little different. So sometimes when you're throwing your shoe at your TV set, you figure that zebra didn't have a clue as to what happened. But keep in mind, if you watched it in slow motion, it's a little different than what he has to consider. 2nd down and a long 8. The ball inside the 19-yard line. Danny White, Tony Dorsett. And Dorsett, good open field tackle by Lawrence Taylor, but not until Dorsett had moved down close to the 11-yard line. What appears to be 1st down yardage for Dallas. Yes, it is. These were the numbers at halftime. And once again, as you can see, Dallas, the dominant team, now will wipe out the 1st half, move through the 3rd quarter. The Giants had almost drawn even in 3 consecutive possessions. They scored touchdowns. And Cowboys, of course, with the 4 turnovers, the Giants have had 2. 1st down and 10. The ball near the 10-yard line of the Giants. Cowboys trailing by 5. Looking, trying to find some kind of an avenue, some little gap. Nothing happening. Harry Carson made the stop as the Cowboys defense strung it out once again. Giants defense, brother, and that's what they have been doing. We watched it early in the 1st half. They were really tough on Dorsett, and as O.J. has said over and over, when you have a Dorsett, you keep giving it to him often enough, he is going to find one of those gaps and explode.
He certainly has come close tonight. I'm surprised he hasn't broken one yet.
2nd and 10. That's Cosby in motion. That's Cosby. Good hands on the part of Cosby, and nailed and drilled out of bounds by Patterson at the 5-yard line. Take a look at it from the field angle. Good concentration on the part of Cosby. Patterson a little slow getting there.
Well, Elvis had to run around almost a pick situation there, like a basketball pick. It took Elvis a little deeper to get out of the wide receiver's way that was coming across the field, and that was just enough to give Cosby the room.
3rd down and 5. The Cowboys could get a 1st down inside the 1-yard line. Giants crowd getting into this once again. was Perry Williams against Tony Hill. Tony Hill, I'm sure, looking for a flag as Perry Williams was right into him. The blitz was on. Danny White, reading it, tried to hang it up for Tony Hill. Williams right at the line of scrimmage. He can bump him in there for 5 yards. Now he just sprints stride for stride. Maybe got a little arm into that back, but they are not calling so many of these plays this year. Septien for the field goal. This to bring the Cowboys to within 2. 23-yard attempt. Very close call against Perry Williams. It did not draw the flag, and the Cowboys settle for 3 points. And we have a 2-point game. The Giants leading the Cowboys 26-24. The field goal kicker, Jess Atkinson, filling in for an injured Ali Haji Sheikh, has to be thinking about that missed conversion. Giants' first touchdown here in the second half. He hammered one into the crossbar. Otherwise, the score would be 27-24. So a field goal by the Cowboys could put them in front. Bill McConkey is deep. Septien to kick off for the Cowboys. McConkey bobbles the ball at the 5-yard line. He'll have to bring it out. And he is upended at the 6-yard line. The Giants starting deep in their own territory, and you might suspect it. NFC Pro Bowler Bill Bates down there. Special teams Pro Bowler of a year ago. You West Coast viewers, by the way, have quite a show to look forward to right after the Cowboys and Giants finish this game tonight. It's MacGyver rescuing hostages trapped in Southeast Asia. America's newest hero. MacGyver tonight. And for you in the rest of the country, catch the ABC News Weekend Report coming your way later tonight. The Giants at their own 6-yard line. A bobble ball by McConkey has set them back deep in their own territory. This is their worst starting field position of the night. Morris. Good running by Joe Morris. Morris, he's out over the 15-yard line. Short of the first down by a yard. Jeff Rohr and Clinkscale made the stop for Dallas.
You can't say enough about Joe Morris. He's a tough little back, and even though I'm against rotating backs, the Giants, they do it because a guy like Morris will get tired. He's accustomed to carrying the ball about 18 times. Any more than that, he wears down a little bit.
At 5'7", 190, 195 pounds, he is one tough little cookie. He does also take quite a pounding. Morris again. Tries to surge for the first down. He will not make it. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Tough running over that left side against Randy White. Tough running over the right side against Ed Jones and John Dutton.
We have 2 very good football teams playing here tonight. You know, you wonder why these teams could move the ball up and down the field sometimes and then stop them cold. Heck, these are 2 real good football teams, and each team's going to make the play now and then.
They gave him a lot on that surge, and they're going to bring the sticks out and make the measurement. I didn't think he had it. And he will be short. So it'll be 3rd down and that much. And decision time for Bill Parcells. Cowboys second against the rush in the NFC. Tough against the run when they know you have to come with it.
Yeah. Don't give them the time to penetrate. You got a 6'3" quarterback. Just quarterback sneaking.
Wouldn't you love to see a little play action and a little dink? Maybe to McConkey. Extra effort on Morris, and he'll have the first down.
He lucked out on that one because the Cowboys did a good job of getting penetration. But Morris, with that low center of balance there, just spun around and got the first down.
Well, I don't know. Now they have marked it out over the 16-yard line. We're going to have another measurement.
A little more penetration than we thought.
This one will be close once again. Giants feel fairly certain they do have it. Cowboys want to see for sure. First down, Giants. 12 minutes remaining in the game. Giants over the Cowboys, 26-24. Cowboys have dominated the Giants over the years. This series that dates all the way back to 1960 when it all began, particularly during the decade of the 70s. The Giants beat the Cowboys twice a year ago. That's Morris once again. It's a yard, and that's it. Hagman and Lockhart defensively there for the Cowboys. Interesting left side of that line defensively for the Cowboys. Mike Hagman and Ed Jones were teammates back at Tennessee State a decade ago. They've been playing together for 13 years. Big number 72 and number 58, Mike Hagman. Second down and 9. Sims having a big night. Over 330 yards. 13 of 24. Has the time and he throws underneath. And it's Manuel. But only a pickup of about 6 yards. It'll be third down and 3. What a night this youngster has had. If you weren't with us earlier, a 51-yard touchdown to open the scoring in the second half. A few moments later, a 23-yard touchdown on a pass that was tipped by Dexter Clinkscale, and Manuel kept his concentration. And the Giants will work from the shotgun on third and 3. Sims, the ball is loose. And Jeffcoat might have it. Had the whistle blown, Ed Jones will get the sack. Jeffcoat is underneath, and I think he has the football. Randy White is also there. It was Ed Jones who jarred it loose. And Jeffcoat comes up with the recovery. Sims trying to get the ball downfield. Nothing happening. That's Jeffcoat 77. Here comes Too Tall. Ball is stripped. Jeffcoat dives in there along with Randy White, and Jeffcoat gets the recovery. First down, Dallas. They're at the 16-yard line of the Giants. Seesaw game. We hope you're enjoying it like we're enjoying it. Cowboys and the Giants. On first down, John Williams. Williams inside the 15-yard line to the 13-yard line. A gain of a couple. It'll be second down and 8. Williams, of course, the USFLer that was with Michigan and then later Oakland. Had 96 yards in the recent USFL championship game for Oakland. Out of Wisconsin. They marked the ball right at the 13, so it'll be second down and 7. That's the time remaining in the game. Inside once again to Williams, and he is met by Jim Burt, the nose tackle. There will be no gain.
They've run that play 3 times. Evidently, they saw something in the Giants' film during the week that they thought that play would work, and this is the 3rd time they've run it, and I don't think they've gotten more than 3 yards on it each time they've run it.
I'm going to suggest they go back and look at that film again. Williams has been hammered each time he's tried to bring it inside. Third down and 7. Seconds ticking off the clock. We're in single digits now. 9:05, and she's moving. 2-point difference. Giants leading 26-24.
30-second clock is moving too.
Had to hurry to get it off. Trying to get deep. Trying to get the ball. Tony Hill. And I think that Danny White probably was a little bit upset, Joe. You picked up that 30-second clock, and he had to really hurry it. And everyone was hurried on the play, and the timing was thrown completely off. And Seption will come on 4th down.
I really believe that was the reason for that misfire. He and the receiver were on different pages. Danny was concerned with that 30-second clock, and the concentration just wasn't there.
The missed conversion on the first touchdown here in the second half of the Giants by young Jess Atkinson. Well, he's thinking about it right now. As Seption can put the Cowboys ahead. 29-yard attempt. And Dallas takes the lead once again. There's Atkinson. He was the one who missed the conversion. Hit the crossbar. And the Cowboys take the lead by 1. Dominated in the first half. The Giants came out and scored in their first 3 possessions of the second half. But they missed a conversion. A ball hitting the upright. And that was the difference. Otherwise, we'd have a tied game. But right now, the Cowboys lead at 27-26. Septien set to kick off. McConkey is deep for the Giants.
And that's what put the Giants in the hole last time, was that fumble by McConkey down there. He only got it out to the 6-yard line. Of course, the other fumble set up the score.
Septien hits it. Oh. This will be Kenny Hill. And Kenny Hill over the 20-yard line, where it'll be first down Giants. We talked earlier about Eddie Robinson of Grambling becoming the all-time winningest coach. 324 victories yesterday. We congratulated him. The flag is down. And while they sort this out, we'll remind you that later tonight on ABC News Weekend Report, the Senate has failed to approve legislation necessary to keep the government from running out of money. That story and more later tonight.
In the back, number 44 on the return. First down.
We'll have that story and more later tonight on the ABC News Weekend Report. And it's going to be very interesting. What are we going to do? I guess we're broke. Giants back deep in their territory once again, inside the 9-yard line. Stays on his feet. He's out over the 30-yard line, and Phil Simms, I mean, he could have written a letter back there.
He could have, because Dallas was playing run defense that time. They really didn't expect him to throw the drop back pass backed up that close to his end zone. That's why he had so much time.
They had watched them close everything down into the middle, and it just became a big stack right in the middle. They're all piled up. Finally, nothing doing downfield. He finds Carpenter. Carpenter gets the first down out to the 32-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for Phil Simms and the Giants. Simms finally has to release it. Manuel was well covered, and he puts it out of bounds. And we mentioned Eddie Robinson's great feat. We mentioned Phil Niekro winning his 300th today at the age of 46. That's truly remarkable. And young Jason Simpson went for 80 yards and a touchdown in his first start for the
Army-Navy Academy down in
Carlsbad. Got to be a little proud of that young man, don't you, O.J.?
Oh, I wish I was there to see it, but they tell me they got it on film.
2nd down and 10. Morris, you can hear it all the way up here as Morris is banged after a 2-yard pickup. Randy White and Gene Lockhart out there defensively for the Cowboys.
Did the boys call Jason Juice Jr., the young Juice, or what?
I'm trying to get him to call him Orenthal Jr., but he doesn't like that.
3rd down and 7. Simms 15 of 27, over 360 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has 1 interception. Blitz is on. They're all coming. McConkey's there. And McConkey, again, with a great catch. He holds on just as he's hammered. He was hit hard by Dennis Thurman and Michael Downs. He comes down with the ball. First down, Giants at the 37-yard line of Dallas. And again, Simms knew the blitz was coming. A lot of poise. It's coming from his right side. He could see it, he could feel it, and he held on and got the ball to McConkey.
Simms made quite a catch himself on that snap, I might add. High and away to the right side.
A seesaw football game. Back and forth. Cowboys dominating in the first half. Losing it in the 3rd quarter. Regaining it in the 4th quarter. Now the Giants are on the move. Morris saw an opening and tried to get through it. And Lockhart was there to hold him at the 29-yard line. But he picks up 7.
Maurice Carthen certainly threw a good block out there on Dexter Clinkscale.
2nd down and 7. 6 minutes and 11 seconds, and the clock ticking away. Second down and 3. Morris and Carthen remain the setbacks. And they'll have to get something happening. They're down to 3 seconds on the 30-second clock. They get the snap off, but again, everything is out of sync when you're rushing it. And down goes Morris right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
I was a little surprised to see that Sims didn't audibilize for number 87, Byron Williams. He was one-on-one at the top with Ron Fellows, and he had over half the field to work with.
Mention that Atkinson, young Jess Atkinson, filling in for the injured Ali Haji Sheikh, missed that conversion, the first touchdown here in the second half for the Giants. He probably is getting just a little fluttery on the sideline. They fail here for the first down attempt, or don't turn it over. He'll be on deck. And it will be 4th down, and I'm sure we'll see Atkinson. Sims unhappy either with the pattern or with his own effort. And here comes Atkinson, the rookie from Maryland. As a senior, had a remarkable 17 of 20. His career best at college was 50 yards. We mentioned last week he made one from 49 yards against Philadelphia, but he missed a crucial 23-yarder that would have kept that game out of overtime. The Giants, however, did go on to win it in overtime. This will be a 47-yard attempt. Jeff Rutledge is the holder. Bart Oates will provide the snap. Yes. A new hero. You miss a conversion, you come right back and hit one from 47 yards out with 4:57 remaining to take the lead for the Giants. They'll love you for that. It's leading once again by 2 deep for the Dallas Cowboys. Robert Levette, the rookie from Georgia Tech, and John Williams set to kick off. Jess Atkinson, who had just put the Giants ahead with a 47-yard field goal. Hooks it, it's high, and this will be Levette from the 10-yard line. And Levette with a fine run out over the 30-yard line, and we'll see the offensive unit now again of the Cowboys. And let's go back a moment ago. Here's Atkinson. This is just before. Closes his eyes. This is before the kick. Checks it out. And the rookie from Maryland watches it, and he knew right there. It had just the right amount of hook. It started out over the right upright and split the uprights right in the middle. 1st and 10 Dallas at the 31-yard line. Danny White, Tony Hill, good concentration and a good pass by Danny White. 1st down Dallas. They're out at the 47-yard line of the Giants.
In the first half, Dallas had a lot of success throwing the ball on 1st down. They sort of got away from that coming into the second half, and they've gone back to it, and it looks as if it's going to be successful for them. They continue to do it.
At the 47-yard line. 1st down Dallas. Tony Hill now has 8 receptions for 108 yards. Mike Renfro is over 100 yards for Dallas. A lot of offense here tonight. And a tough, hard-hitting game. Dorsett. Giants string it out once again. Tripped up, hustling out there, Leonard Marshall, who is rapidly turning into a fine defensive end. Casey Merrill came into camp after holding out just this past week. He has not been activated. But while Casey Merrill, a good pass rusher, was in a holdout position, Leonard Marshall, a 3rd-year man from LSU, has developed into not only a good defensive end against the run, but a pretty good pass rusher. As a matter of fact, he's leading the league after 4 games with 7.5. He's had 1 sack here tonight. The loss, a 3-yard loss. The Cowboys have a 2nd down and 13, and we are now told that Leonard Marshall continues to lead the NFL with 8.5 sacks. Danny White, James Jones, the original line of scrimmage +1, so it will be 3rd down and 9.
Good coverage that time by Andy Hedden. You know, he'd given that play all day long. Picked up about 3 yards when they needed 13.
Now you have 3:16 remaining. 3rd down, 16, and we talked about Jess Atkinson and his concern prior to his field goal. 3rd down and 9. Correct myself, but Septien on the Cowboys side of the field. He could be the major difference with a Giant 2-point lead. Danny White just does get it away. Leonard Marshall really hammered Danny White just as he released the ball, coming from that blind side.
Wasn't it unusual to see Dallas line up in a regular formation and not? I mean, I'm a little surprised they didn't go back to the shotgun on this.
And they kept their best receiver, Doug Cosby. Well, his best receiver, it's a matter of opinion. What a hit. Oh, nice hit. They kept Doug Cosby in the pass block. Heck, I'd want him out in the pattern.
McConkey is back on 4th down. Saxon on to punt for Dallas. Saxon averaging 37 yards a punt tonight, well below his second place in the NFC average coming into the game. And did it get into the end zone? Yes, it did. That one a 51-yard punt, but there will be a net of 31. The Giants will have the ball at the 20-yard line.
Well, it's in the hands of this offensive line right now, this Giants running attack. Ideally, they'd like to keep the ball on the ground and run out that clock. But Dallas is a mighty difficult defense to do that with.
There is Leonard Marshall. Had a real weight problem when he first came up with the Giants with the second-round pick in '83. But he has really put his act together, as I mentioned earlier, with Casey Merrill being a holdout during training camp and the first part of the season. He got to play both against the pass and the run. He's always been tough against the run, but now he's learned to play against the pass, turning into a fine defensive end. Giants first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. That's the time remaining. The Cowboys have 3 timeouts. The Giants 2. Carpenter to the 22-yard line. It'll be second down and 8.
I'll say the same thing about the Giants that I said about the Cowboys. They've been very successful throwing the ball on first down. I realize now it's less than 3 minutes in the game, and they want to try to protect this 2-point lead. But in the NFL, it's not wise to try to protect the 2-point lead.
I think it's a little early yet, too, O.J.
Cowboys called timeout. They used one of them. They didn't want the Giants to run off 29 seconds before they snapped that football. Giants leading the Cowboys 29-27 in a NFC Eastern Division matchup, and we've got another one for you tomorrow night. The St. Louis Cardinals are 3-1. The Redskins are 1-3. Cardinals with an explosive offense and a defense that is much improved over last year. Addition of their number 1 draft pick, youngster from Mississippi, Dunn, who has moved in as a starter at the right linebacking position. Of course, E.J. Jr. in the middle, one tough cookie. Bubba Baker, the defensive end. Those are the standings right at the moment. That will change in just a matter of minutes in Giant Stadium here in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
You know, I have well, we see Coach Parcells down here talking to Sims. I have to believe the one thing he's telling Phil is let's not commit a turnover. We're going to have to throw the ball here, but be very selective with where you throw the football.
Phil Sims is rapidly approaching a 400-yard game. He's 16 of 29, 394 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. That is the 4th best output in Giants history. We'll keep the clock in so you can keep track of what's transpiring. Sims loses the ball. Cowboys are all over it. They're going to get it back.
Unbelievable.
Phil Sims just pulling away from the center. They have had trouble all season long. They bobbled many balls moving away from the center. At that time, Gene Lockhart covers that one, and the Cowboys have all of a sudden, after themselves, great field possession. They'll be at the Giants' 19-yard line. There it is, just pulling away from center Bart Oates.
Yeah, Bart Oates. They had a couple of fumbles against the Eagles last week, too, but he had a nose tackle on his head, and Bart admitted that he was firing out a little bit too prematurely and not getting the ball back. He also had a bad snap in a shotgun situation. So Bart, he's going to have to get those snaps together.
2:40 remaining in the game. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Dorsett stopped at the line of scrimmage. Dorsett covering the football. He'll be dropped for a yard loss. It'll be second down 11, and now the Giants will use one of their timeouts because they don't want the Cowboys to run it down right near that 2-minute warning. Giants will be down to 1 timeout.
Well, that's one play Tony sort of hurt his team because this time of the game, you're not thinking about breaking it. You're in field goal range. You want to hit the hole as hard as you can and get as much as you can, and hopefully you'll get 4 or 5 yards in a situation like that. He tried to reverse his field almost and break it for a longer run, and it's cost his team.
Hey, Septien, I mentioned earlier tonight, Joe and O.J., that last week against Houston, he had a disastrous day. And he couldn't blame it on the wind because they were in Houston playing indoors. I asked him before the game, did the air conditioning give him too much of a breeze? And he, of course, is a great young man, good-natured about it. He said, I don't know what happened. He said, I felt good. I'm in perfect condition. I was kicking the ball well before the game. I just flat missed it. And indeed he did. He missed one from 47 yards out. He missed one from 35 yards out. And he missed 2 from 36 yards out. Now, that is totally uncharacteristic of Septien. He is so accurate from 40 yards in.
And if he felt bad last week, you let him, if he get an opportunity tonight to miss this one, he will really feel bad.
I think he saw Tom Landry come over, give him a smile, and say, perhaps say, well, this is another week. Smiling, yes, but quite serious about it all. Second down and 11. Play action. Jones, and he is whacked and taken out of bounds. Short of the first down, Elvis Patterson made the hit.
Well, that was a very good call, and Byron Hunt went for the fake with both feet. It was a good thing Elvis came up to make the tackle. That could have been an easy 6 points.
Yeah, there's just stunned silence in this stadium. The Giants in command. They're moving the football. Sims, in a simple pull away from the center, bobbled the football. The exchange between Bart Oates, the center. The Giants lose the football. Lockhart recovering. And now Dallas really just working on the clock. They get a first down. They'll take it. If they don't, they'll bring out Septien. And will be kicking something like a 26 or 27-yard field goal. Tried to sneak one through. Tried to get Dorsett through the pack. They do not. There's a loss of a couple of yards, and we'll see Septien.
Good hit by Jerome Sally, by the way, who was playing nose tackle the last series.
Well, the Cowboys, even if they are successful, and they should well be, Septien over his career so accurate from in close. The Giants will have no timeouts. They will have 2:23 on the clock, and that's a lot of time. Field goal kickers are really a different breed in this game. There's Atkinson, who, as I mentioned earlier, and several times that he missed that conversion on the Giants' first touchdown of the game, hitting the uprights. And that, of course, left them in the position where the Cowboys are kicking for the win instead of the tie.
I think in my career, it was only on 3 occasions where kickers cost us the game, where we had a final march and they missed the field goal. And in Buffalo, they had vigilante groups after that guy when the game was over.
It is so frustrating. Big men banging each other around for the entire game, and all of a sudden, little fresh uniform comes onto the field, and he is the one that will make the difference. 32-yard attempt. Handles a low snap. It was a low snap from Rafferty. Hogaboom handled it, and Septien splits the uprights, and Cosby runs out on the field, as do a lot of the Cowboys, to congratulate Septien, who had that tough game a week ago with the 4 misses. Ordinarily, Tom Rafferty is right on target with that snap. This time it's low. Good concentration on the part of Hogaboom. That was almost blocked, but Septien drills it through the uprights, and the Cowboys have the lead once again, but still 2:19 remaining. The Giants, however, with no timeouts.
That could be a problem, but 2:19, the clock's got to stop for the 2-minute warning. That's still plenty of time to get in position for another field goal or even score a touchdown.
And as you pointed out, Joe, the average yards per completion tonight are rather high for Phil Simms, so he completes 2 or 3 passes. They should be in field goal range.
And what will the Cowboys do? Will they get out of their regular defense that they play so well, the blitzing type defense, and start playing a zone?
I think we'll see some form of prevent defense, particularly since there are no timeouts. And I know you hate that, Joe.
Yeah, that's why I was bringing it up.
I think everyone hates it. But the Giants want right now is a good return from McConkey. There's just Atkinson. He may yet still have another opportunity. He hit from 47 yards out earlier to put the Giants in the lead after he had missed the conversion. And he may not have another shot. Again, hits it. Kenny Hill brings it out to the 23-yard line. 2:10 remaining in the game. And out comes the Giants offense. They will be backed up once again. 3 times here in the second half, the Giants have suffered penalties following a kickoff. Referee Chuck Heverly working the game tonight.
Holding on the return, number 57. First down.
Byron Hunt. And other than the 23-yard line, the Giants will begin inside their 12-yard line.
Every time they've began inside the 20, they've run the ball on first down. They can't stop the clock in 10 seconds for the 2-minute warning, but I don't think they'll run it.
Dallas stayed pretty much with their 4 old personnel, but they backed them up. Clinkscale very deep along with Downs. McConkey races out over the 30 to the 32-yard line for a Giants first down, stopping the clock with 2:04. 21-yard pickup, and the Giants will have a timeout working for them at the 2-minute warning.
It's amazing, this game of football. Coaches stress, they keep talking about mistakes. It's a game of mistakes, the penalties and the turnovers. And this is, again, is certainly a case of mistakes and turnovers. Good football game, but we've had so many fumbles, interceptions, penalties.
Johnson split to the right. McConkey, Manuel, Johnson to the left. Sims. Good coverage by the Cowboys. Sims feeling the pressure. Throws it incomplete. And we get the 2-minute warning. Bill Sims limping slightly. We'll go over to see Bill Parcells, and we'll be back at Giant Stadium in a moment. Anyone has left the stadium. Cowboys leading the Giants by 1, 30-29. And they're thinking back to the conversion attempt that was missed that made it a 2-point margin, allowed the Cowboys to take the lead following a Phil Sims fumble exchange with Bart Oates. The Cowboys recovered, and then moments later, Septien put the Cowboys ahead with a 31-yard field goal. 1:59 remaining for the Giants. They have no timeouts. It's second down and 10. Whether by accident or not, it was McConkey making a good play against Everson Walls. They got tangled up. Walls had no chance for the interception. It'll be third down and 10. McConkey trying to work it to the outside. That's Downs on the inside. He releases him out to Walls. There's the collision, preventing Walls from having an opportunity of making that interception. Third down and 10. It's a 2-down situation, of course. And it'll be 4th and 10, and they will go again as that ball just had too much on it for Manuel to handle. Bill Sims, who's had a wonderful night, he has produced the second best effort in terms of yardage ever for a Giant. Only Y.A. Tittle exceeded his yardage output. Tittle threw for 505 yards back in 1962. Sims has thrown for 415 tonight. And it's come down to this. 4th down and 10. And coming down with it is Bobby Johnson, and he is near midfield with a Giant first down, stopping the clock at 1:45. Pretty gutsy. That is great. That's great. They didn't do what I think the Cowboys thought they would do, throw one over the middle trying to pick the first down up. They put it way up there.
Good pass protection. Phil throws a very difficult pass, and he throws it on the money. That's sensational.
Right between defenders, Ron Fellows and Bill Bates. It had to be perfect. It was. Crowd now back in it. Draw play. Galbraith nailed at the line of scrimmage. just trying, I presume, to keep that defensive line honest.
You're not going to keep them honest now. Those guys are going to pass rush no matter what, and to try to keep them honest at this stage in the game is just doesn't make sense.
Throw it. Sims had to hurry it and could not get it to Byron Williams, who was open, and down goes Sims. He's hammered once again. Stops the clock with 1:22. It'll be third down.
Well, they're getting some receivers open. As you mentioned here, Byron Williams was open, but Dallas putting that pass pressure to rush on with so much pressure, they're getting to Sims.
You have to presume that young Jess Atkinson is hoping he has another opportunity. His career best, college, 49 yards. Sims, timing pattern, and is picked off. Walls with his 4th interception of the season. Twice Everson Walls has led the league in interceptions, and he picks off a key one tonight for Dallas. And Dallas, with the Giants unable to stop the clock, should be able to run it out with ease. 1:16 remaining. A desperation shot by Sims. He had to release it, tried to get it to Manuel. A lot of pressure on Sims.
There's a safety blitz on the outside here with Downs, and he just didn't get anything on the ball. It looked like it slipped out of his hands a bit.
And well, there's Walls.
A missed extra point conversion, a bad snap from center to quarterback. It's very frustrating for this Giant football team.
Now meet again, of course, later in the season, down in Dallas. Next Sunday, Pittsburgh will be facing the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to watch Dallas a little later on in the season. We'll watch them against the Cardinals Monday, November the 4th. The Giants next Sunday are at Cincinnati. And we'll watch the Giants once again against the Washington Redskins. That game in mid-November. And for Bill Parcells, what a game this has been. A game of ups and downs, back and forth. And as Joe mentioned a moment ago, it all came down to his conversion. It came down to a simple missed exchange between the center and Phil Simms. Statistics, I'm sure, mean nothing as Phil Simms with 36 for 432 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And tomorrow night, the Cardinals against the Redskins will have a chance to remain tied with Dallas as they take on the Washington Redskins in the nation's capital, and we'll be there to bring it to you. Tom Landry is once again the second winningest coach in the history of the NFL. He was tied earlier today by Don Shula as the Miami Dolphins beat Pittsburgh at 246 victories. Tom Landry walks off the field with 247 as the final seconds expire. There is a major story still to unfold here in the National Football Conference of the NFL. Once again, the final score, Dallas defeats the Giants by 1, 30-29. This ABC Sports exclusive has been brought to you by Nissan, builders of technologically advanced cars and trucks for over 50 years. And by Budweiser, for all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, for all your auto, home, life, and business insurance needs. Stay tuned on the West Coast for MacGyver coming up next. Most of you in the rest of the country, stay tuned for the ABC News Weekend Report. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United is the only airline to serve all 50 states. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television. We'll see you tomorrow night from the nation's capital with the Cards and the Redskins as we look at Everson Walls.